Hey guys, Shady here, back with another video. Today's video isn't going to be about Thea 3 actually, it's actually going to be about Youga 2, or Youga, the Space Time Elapse. If you guys don't know who that is the purple hair boy. This is the OG MC build, or character that I played with for many seasons, up until the recent release of Thea 3. Once they released her, I kind of stopped testing around with him. I've been paying attention to the patch notes though. I noticed that in the last two seasons, he's actually received a buff. And I knew eventually I wanted to test with him and see how those buffs feel. And I can tell you today, with 15 hours in so far, that it feels pretty good. And I'll show you the DPS, and I'll talk about gear and what I've done differently and what remains the same. So right off the bat, I just want to show you guys a DPS showcase. This is with Dawnbreak, the belt. Many of you guys who watched my previous video know that on Thea 3, we actually managed to reach like 1.8, I think, or 1.9 trillion with Dawnbreak and DPS pets. As you can see here, we also reached 1.9 trillion with DPS pets in the Dawnbreak on Youga 2. Now, before you guys say like, well, then there's no difference, right? Well, technically there is, and it's quite a big one. First thing, let's talk about gear. I did not change a single item, actually. You can check the VODs, you can check the codes. They are the exact same piece of gear. No changes there, right? Then we look at slates, and they are also the exact same thing in the exact same order, right? Now, why is this important? Why am I bringing this up? Well, many of you guys know that Thea 3, she scales off of blessings, right? Max blessings. She gets 15% additional erosion damage, and they multiply whenever she gets a desecration stack. How does she get those desecration stacks? By getting plus max blessings. Well, Youga 2, his hero trait doesn't work like that whatsoever. He has nothing to do with blessings. He will still benefit from what blessings do in general, but he doesn't get that special thing, quote unquote, the desecration stack, right? He doesn't get that full benefit. So by me having any blessing to my items right now, while it is a DPS increase, it is not as big or as crucial as it is for Thea 3. So in this case, I got two agility blessings, one on my pedigree, one on my weapon, and I also have a focus blessing on my weapon, right? While they, like I said, while they give me a DPS increase, they are not giving me as much as what they would do for Thea. So that right off the bat tells you that technically I could be doing better on these bases and on my pedigree, right? That's just one thing. Second thing is tree. If you look through my tree here, you will notice that I've actually dropped quite a lot of DPS nodes. For example, all these generic nodes that I have in the psychic tree and in the lich tree, right? I've dropped them. What else did I drop? I also dropped a ton of affliction effect, right? We're talking like 54% here. I dropped the 3 nodes behind here. We're talking like now in total from the tree, like 72% affliction effect that I have dropped from the tree, on top of the a ton of generic damage. Like we're talking over 100-something% generic damage that I dropped, right? So where did I put those points? I put those points into ES and skill duration. You'll see here, right? Skill duration, ES on the psychic tree, right? Those are where those points that used to give me a lot of damage, they went into the ES and skill duration. What does that mean? That means that I don't, in terms of talent tree wise, Thea has more generic damage on the tree while Youga doesn't, but yet we're somehow at the same amount of DPS. If that hasn't told you anything already, I still have one more thing to talk about. I'm rocking 4 auras. My 4th aura is a defensive aura. It is Precise Energy Fortress. All it does is giving me a bunch of flat ES and percent additional ES. What should have been here, if you guys haven't already known, is Corrosion Focus. Corrosion Focus gives us a erosion buff, right? additional erosion damage. So I'm already missing at least 15% additional erosion damage from just the corrosion focus. Now, you may think that, like, oh, that's it. Well, technically, we also linked Reaping Agony to corrosion focus. That's another reap source that I just don't have anymore, but yet we still have the same amount of DPS. What I'm trying to say is I think that Youga 2 has potential to be stronger than Thea 3 while remaining pretty tanky himself. I have been farming Profound since the moment I swapped my gear, which is level 90. And I've died in campaign more than I've died in maps. I had a horrible time in campaign. I suck at leveling, okay? But most of my death came from campaign. I shit you not. Does that mean that Youga 2 is absolutely tanky? No. It's just the fact that I got to swap out corrosion focus for a ton of ES. As you can see, my ES is 6,400 with the exact same gear, by the way. While my Thea only had, I think she had less than 4K, or she had less than like damn well near 3K. I don't remember the exact number. You can see it in the recent video, but she definitely didn't have as much ES as, you know, my boy Youga here. So, like, look at the resistances, right? They should be very similar to Thea's because no gear change, right? So, but I somehow managed to go from level 90 to 95 in Profound. Like, I'm actually leveling. So that's one thing that I'm pretty happy with, is the sacrifice of damage for more survivability. And in my favor, it's working out. And we managed to also meet the same DPS as our Thea 3. But like I said, he has potential. This video isn't to claim that he's better in every way or any way. I'm just letting you know, from what I've gathered in the last day and a half of playing this build, or since I started playing him since yesterday, because I just leveled him up. I have 15 hours playtime on him. You know? So, like, he's fairly new. He's fairly new. But from those 15 hours, I can confidently say that he has a lot of potential. Now let me talk about, you know, the pros and cons real quick. The pros for Thea 3 is I think she is going to be a much better starter than Youga 2 MC. Why? It's because, one, she gets that movement speed from her hero trait. She also gets to recover ES when she kills an elite, I believe, on that same hero trait level. She also gets Explodey, right? It might not be massive, but it's still Explodey at the end of the day, right? And she also gets to deal true damage, which is also insane. But her cons are that she gets very expensive because blessings for her are all, obviously, like I've mentioned before, they're crucial. But guess what? Blessings are also really good for every other build, right? So she's competing with that already. Okay. Now, does that mean that Yuga's gear isn't competitive? Of course not. It's just when it comes to blessings, though, they tend to be very expensive early on. Okay. So on that note, I don't have to worry about getting blessings on my in the future, right? If I do end up playing Youga 2 again, which I might, I don't have to worry about spending my money on stacking blessings so early or trying to get sources of them early, right? Because they just don't benefit him as much as they do Thea. So that's like a really good pro and a con for Thea, right? The con is she has all these good things in her base hero trait, her built-in hero trait, but then when it comes to gear-wise, things get pretty expensive. The same applies for Youga. Of course, when comparing both builds, MC gear is going to be MC gear on both builds. It doesn't matter. It's just one will focus on blessing stack, and the other one's going to focus on other things like duration, skill effect duration, reap, you know, all that stuff, right? It's just, that's the only difference, really. But in terms of mind control is always going to scale the same things: max channel, skill levels, um, you know, skill effect duration. It's going to scale those, right? Intelligence, like all that good stuff. Erosion pen, blah blah blah. You get the point. So that's what's looking for in like in future cases for Yuga, is that he might actually have an easier time scaling in terms of cost. Okay, in terms of cost, I want to make that very clear. In terms of cost, he might have a better time scaling. Obviously, I didn't league start Yuga this season, so I can't say it, but I think he might have an easier time scaling or a cheaper time scaling. I will show you guys a quick map showcase. I do want to talk about my hero trait and why I decided to play or try Yuga 2. And to start off, Yuga 2 was my first character ever in this game. Definitely caught my attention. I love his aesthetics, right? He looks cool to me. He's got purple hair. My shady broker on the screen, he's got purple hair, so it's like, it's cool to me, right? It's a bit cringe, but it is what it is. But yeah, I like him a lot. He was my first character. I definitely have some memories with this homie. And his hero trait, by far, one of the coolest things about him. I absolutely love his hero trait. For bossing, we use this hero trait here. It gives us a ton of additional damage over time. But our turbulence, which is a tornado thing, I don't know if you guys saw it on the DPS earlier, the dummy earlier. It can only go on elites, right? Which are rares and bosses. But his first trait makes it so that the casting interval, it gets reduced by 1 second on defeat. So during mapping, dude, he is spamming that tornado. And if you're thinking about it, no, it's automatic. You don't have to press any buttons for his hero trait. But I'll show you what the tornado looks like. That big tornado thingy that you're seeing right there on the dummy. That thing gets spammed like crazy during mapping, which I'll showcase right now, actually. We do have our Eternity on. Let's just talk about the build as we map. Perfect. Love this stage. Yeah, so like, honestly, I am kind of having a hard time like deciding if I fully want to commit. Every hour, every minute that I play him, I do want to fully commit here. But honestly, the best thing is I would love to know your guys' opinion on that. What are we thinking? But look at these turbulences, right? They just go absolutely crazy. If you look at my hero trait, it's at 120 stacks now, right? Each time the stack goes up, it does more damage. But yeah, it's just spiking. If you guys farm Carjack, by the way, it goes absolutely bonkers. Like, I'm talking when I actually did Carjack today on stream, it reached like 400 stacks, and it was just like, it was just going crazy. But yeah, that's the mapping showcase. Of course, we're gonna do a cube here. We do hit pet proc. Hopefully we can get a Divinity pack to show it off on stream, or the video, sorry. If not, that's typical cube. Another thing I wanted to talk about is, I'm trying to figure it out while I'm looking at the cube here. Of course, we didn't hit nothing. A Goddess of Knowledge popped up. This looks really good. Okay. I just got 6 of these while recording a video. Well, boys, log the fuck in. That's actually crazy. This is not scripted, but yeah, we just got 6 of them. All right. I actually now forgot what I was going to talk about. Thanks to that, I just got some money. All right, yo, shout out Cube, bro. Yo, we are some Cube enjoyers on the stream, dude. I'm telling y'all, if y'all have not been able to catch the streams, or you just don't watch Twitch, I just ask you guys check it out one time when I'm streaming, man. We definitely have a good time on there. We're always blasting Cube. Yeah, we actually just hit. This is actually crazy. Anyway, what I was trying to say is I still have a lot of work to do with the build. I still need to change out these blessings that I just don't need anymore. There's better things that I can use. So that's one thing, right? I still need to T0 my gear. I plan to change out my helmet. I actually just picked up this ring today. It has the entangled pain curse on it. We actually swapped that out now with Secret Origin Unleash. Yeah, man, it feels pretty good. I think with this setup right here, I actually peak around 2.3 trillion DPS with the setup. But yeah, that's that. I think what I'm gonna do next is actually work on a helmet and try to get like +9 to support skills or something like that, right? Selling these is definitely gonna help me get there. I might even keep one of these to craft for myself. I'm not sure, right? If we can get frail, that's 15% additional spell damage, right? It's another source of additional. So that's actually really nice, really good. But yeah, man, I think that's it. If I've missed anything, please let me know. If you guys have any questions regarding the two classes, or it doesn't even have to be about Yuga 2. If you just have any questions regarding MC at all, please leave them in the comments down below. I try to get back to everybody when I can. And yeah, man, I guess I do have one question for you if you made it this far. Would you like for me to release more build updates on Yuga 2? If I do decide to fully commit, I will obviously make more YouTube videos about him. But in terms of a Google Doc, probably not going to happen this season. Unless I somehow squeeze it into the Google Doc that I already have. But the only issue is it's already for Thea 3, so I don't want to mix them. I'm fully aware, though, I have to pick one at the end of the day. It's either going to be we continue scaling Thea 3 or we continue scaling Yuga 2. I hope that whatever I base my decision on, y'all won't be upset at me for it. I will try my best to still answer, and I should and will answer most questions anyway regarding MC, whether you play MC Thea or you play MC Yuga 2. I will answer your questions regardless. It's just, I just hope, we don't have any mixed feelings here that your boy might commit to Yuga 2. All right? I hope you guys understand. I hope you guys appreciate the video. I tried my best. Sorry if I missed some things like I've said. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are having a great rest of your day. Good luck on Cube. If you're a Cube enjoyer, just know that it can happen, baby. Your next map you can hit. All right? This was during a random recording, all right? And I just somehow hit. That's crazy. Yeah, man. Thank you for watching. Please stop by the stream if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers, boys.